Thank you very much, Ms. Didion. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Mary Lyon, but before I do so, I just want to say a few words about the selection committee which unanimously chose her for the Pearl Meister Greengard Prize. The committee is chaired by President Emeritus Thorsten Wiesel, and others on the committee are Richard Axel of Columbia University and Rockefeller professors Corey Bargman, Gunther Blobel, and Ticia DeLange. Dr. Joe Goldstein, a Rockefeller trustee from Texas, and David Sabatini of NYU, Shirley Tillman, the president of Princeton University, and Dr. Philippa Marak, recipient of last year's prize, who is an immunologist in Colorado. And I want to thank the committee members who are with us this evening. Thank you very much for your efforts. Dr. Mary Frances Lyon is a very distinguished mouse geneticist. She's perhaps best known for proposing the existence of a process called X chromosome inactivation, also known as lionization. Her hypothesis, which she put forth in 1961, helped to solve a long-standing biological mystery. For decades, scientists had wondered how females can function so well when each of their cells contains 2 copies of the X chromosome. We men, of course, only have 1 X chromosome per cell, and frankly, that seems to be plenty. So, with 2 X chromosomes, each containing a copy of the same genes, you would think there might be too much of a good thing. In studies of female mice, Dr. Lyon recognized that early in development, one or the other of the X chromosomes in each cell is inactivated. That explains why females do not, in fact, get a double dose of the gene products from the X chromosome. It also explains why certain diseases, such as hemophilia, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and certain cancers usually occur only in males. These diseases result from gene abnormalities on the X chromosome. Most women are protected against X-linked diseases because they carry 2 functioning X chromosomes, though only 1 is active in any particular cell. But because we men have only 1 X chromosome, a defect on that chromosome makes us very vulnerable, as all women understand. Men are very vulnerable. Over the years, X chromosome inactivation has proven to be a key genetic control mechanism. Today, Dr. Lyon is one of the many scientists in laboratories around the world who are working to understand the details of this very complex and fundamental process. As I've noted before, she's a mouse geneticist. She's been enormously influential in bringing the mouse to prominence in biomedical research, and some consider this amongst the greatest of her achievements. Over the past few decades, research on the mouse has provided countless insights into human biology and human disease, and the significance of mouse genetics has been confirmed many times over, when the Human Genome Project revealed just how many genes we humans share with mice. And work by Dr. Lyon helped build the foundation for this effort and this understanding. We also must thank Dr. Lyon for her many contributions to understanding the risks of gene damage associated with radiation and chemical mutagens. In addition to studying environmental factors that trigger gene defects and cancer, she's provided leadership in the international effort to establish policies that protect against them. Since 1955, Dr. Lyon has worked at the UK Medical Research Council's unit at Harwell, near Oxford. From 1962 to 1986, she headed the genetics division there, and from 1986 to 1990, she served as deputy director. And under her direction, Harwell became one of the world's leading laboratories of mouse genetics. I have long admired her as a scientist, but I also admire her for another reason as well. Her initial studies, conducted in post-war Britain of the 1950s and 1960s, came at a time when women were not part of the scientific mainstream. Indeed, it was exceedingly difficult for women to be in science. Things have much improved today, but these are the 1950s and 1960s, a very different time. She was a true pioneer, a leading role model for women scientists of my own generation. The importance of her work has not gone unnoticed. In 1973, at an early age, she was named a Fellow of the Royal Society, the equivalent of the National Academy in the United States. Subsequently, the Royal Society presented her with its Royal Medal. She was also elected to the US National Academy of Sciences in 1979, a rare honor for a scientist who is not working in the United States. And she was elected in 1980 to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Lyon is the recipient of a 1985 Gairdner Foundation Award. This is a very important award, frequently a precursor for the Nobel Prize. And during the past decade, she's received the Wolf Prize in Medicine, the March of Dimes Prize in Developmental Biology, and an honorary Doctor of Science degree from Princeton University. Mary, we are delighted you are here with us tonight. May I ask you to come to the podium and say a few words?